for that, because I've always received a lot of criticism and a lot of hate, not just with sisters, just in general, with women in general throughout my life. So because I've always received that, I have the confidence, because here's the thing, confidence isn't necessarily how great you think you are at something, it's your ability to accept the rejection. So because I have zero concern that you're going to be offended or you're going to be hurt or you're going to upset me, that's what pushes me to do it. No, it's okay for me. So it's a bit like if I cook something and you didn't love it, I'm okay with that. That makes me confident. Not just because of the positive, but I can accept the worst case scenario. Because I can accept worst case scenario, all the hate, all this, that, and the other, that's why I have confidence. But self-esteem doesn't really come from there.
It's like you can accept the worst case scenario, but you can't accept the best case.
Absolutely not. Is that so weird?
But you have the confidence to put out stuff consistently.
Such a weirdo.
That's an interesting
Such
dynamic.
Such a weirdo, right? None of it makes sense.
Sadia, what would life be like if you were able to receive all the positive abundance that comes your way? Love, affirmations, generosity, kindness, compliments. What would life feel like if you could truly receive it?
I would sleep better. I think that's the main thing. I would sleep a lot better. I think I constantly have like micro awakenings because I'm very good at kind of brushing away the anxiety, but your body keeps score of everything. And the way I kind of sleep is always a signal that you're not at peace and you haven't accepted the love that's ever been directed towards you. You almost push it away and you home in on the negative and you sabotage the love in some way, shape or form. And I think if I accepted it in the right way, I would sleep a lot better.
How do you sleep right now?
Terribly. Yeah, I love it in LA because I've got a jet lag. So for some reason I'm asleep at 8 p.m. and waking up at 4 a.m. But in the real world, I have to numb myself into sleep.
Really?
So I have to watch something that will distract me from my thoughts. I can't be alone with myself. So I have to keep noise on. I have to watch something. I have to trick myself into falling asleep. But just a gentle rest will never come to me. Isn't that weird?
It's not weird because for 30 years I couldn't sleep.
What did you do instead?
And I think it's a trauma response to feeling like something's going to happen. Yeah, unsafe. Like
they did a study.
I used to wake up in the middle of the night screaming, crying at the top of my lungs until my mom would come in. Probably till I was like 9 or 10.
And what was it, dreams or like that would make you like?
I think my nervous system was so on high alert from not feeling emotionally safe or physically safe in some ways. Not necessarily because I felt like my parents were to do something to me, but I just didn't. When you're emotionally unsafe, you typically are physically your body feels unsafe. You
can't trick it.
You're not like, okay, I'm not worried about what's around my surroundings. You're always kind of like looking around and being like, what is that? What is that? You know? And so it would take me a while to go to sleep, right? An hour and a half a night. I would lay there or try to sleep. I couldn't do it. And I would just be ruminating on my thoughts, fears, insecurities, doubts, traumas. And I would just wake up screaming.
Wow. How old were you when that was?
Yeah, from 5 to probably 9 or 10.
So big enough to like not be screaming. Like,
yeah. It wasn't like I was 2.
Come on, baby.
And I wasn't able to sleep until I hit 30.
Wow.
I mean, I could sleep, but it would take me an hour.
Your body would be exhausted, but your mind wouldn't.
And I would stay up super late because I just couldn't sleep and I was worried. And so I had a lot of anxiety, anxious thoughts. And I started to sleep better when I started to heal the biggest traumas from the past. And then I started sleeping for 5 minutes.
Oh, amazing.
And I was like, wow.
Nice, right?
Yeah, but it was, know.
That's an evolutionary thing because we used to sleep in like hunter-gatherer times where there'd be predators and stuff. Only when we feel safe could we sleep well. And they did studies on the Amish community. Joanne Hari writes about this because they're collectivists and they all work together and they're all one group. They literally sleep like constantly in deep sleep. So they get full sleep because they know they're so protected. Whereas in Western cultures where people are isolated, they have the highest rates of insomnia. Yeah, so it's actually biological.
Being from Ohio, Amish country is in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Amish communities are there.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
They're throughout the Midwest, but you drive through Ohio and you'll see different Amish communities where it's literally they're driving around in horse and carriage.
Wow.
They don't use electricity. They don't use certain tools.
Right.
It's like hammer and saw.
Oh, wow.
And simple clothes, work on a farm, and they're usually selling something,
and they seem
you'll watch it. It's kind of like, it's fascinating. It looks like you're going back in time a couple hundred years. And I have a lot of respect for the Amish community, for the community that they work together, they share together, they give together. and they're all working together.
Yeah.
They're doing something physical. The kids are out and they're doing something